What's up, everybody? Welcome to Discourse and Chill. I'm Ian.
And I'm your girl, Reese.
Today, we are going to play a game. It's called Tonight's Conversation Relationship Debates. And Reese actually stumbled upon these cards. Reese, how'd you find these cards?
So, one of my guilty pleasures on Instagram, favorite pages is Tonight's Conversation. They have a bunch of conversations about a bunch of different things, topics like far and wide. And I just fell in love with the page. So, while I was on the page, I realized that they had like card games. And they have like multiple card games. There might be like 6 or 7 decks. I own 5 of them. But one that I thought would be really good for us to talk about is the relationship debates questions. So yeah, just stumbled across them on Instagram. The big homie Trip Fontaine, amazing poet and author, is also one of the people that have the conversations. It's a bunch of them, but shout out to Trip. And yeah, it's just, I love the page on Instagram, and I was like, I got to get these cards because conversations are dope. So I feel like I have dope conversations, so why
not? So today we're going to play this game. I don't have a deck. Reese has the deck. So she is going to ask the questions. She's going to ask the questions, and we're both going to answer and just see how the conversation goes from there. All right? All right. Reese, I'm ready. I'm buckled in tight. Hit me.
All right. First question. You and your significant other are drinking one night and talk about the first time you met. They admit they were really interested in your best friend that night. How do you respond?
Damn. So, like, context. Like, the people who I consider my best friends, right? Like, we have Brandon, who is married. We have Reese, who is Reese. And we have Carly. And so, like, it depends on which one, I guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, 2 of them are married, and you're the only single one. So it's like, okay, which one were you interested in?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I think I'm not very jealous, so I wouldn't care. Like, I would be fine with it. I'd be like, well, you made the right decision nonetheless. So, like, we can keep it moving. Like, I don't think it would bother me at all, or like we would need to have a conversation about it. I think it would just be something funny that we could like have an inside joke on or something like that,
Okay, so for me, it's gonna be a little different. Yeah. Because, like you said, first off, it depends on which best friend, So if we're out, and they were interested in you, or if we were out and they were interested in Jessica, who is beautiful, by the way. So it's like, okay, that's what you were interested in. The conversation spot with us, but then is there still some interest there? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you still see my beautiful or my handsome best friends? And like, what can it be? So
yeah,
I don't know.
For sure. Me, I hear that.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. It might be like it might be. It depends on how quickly they tell me this too. So if like we're early on into the relationship and like nothing has really developed much, then okay. If we got some years, if we got some years in that thing, and then it comes up years later, then it's like, so have you been holding on to this? Like, is there still secretly some kind of like, infatuation that you have with my best friend? Because what? Yeah, I got questions, and yeah, I got questions. Now I trust both of my best friends to like, never do anything that would, hurt me or ruin one of my relationships. But I would also, still have my eyes like, what is this person? What is this person's intentions? And then, I know both of my best friends would tell me, like, would definitely come and tell me. So I need to know if I should break it off before I catch a charge.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Like, but I got bail money, so it's cool.
All right, come and get me. Come and get me. All right, you ready for the next one?
Let's go.
All right, you're at a bar when somebody picks a fight with your significant other. This person is of the same sex as you, but you are no match for them. Do you defend your significant other? Explain.
Like, I don't fight for real. Like, you gonna have to really, really, like, if they just arguing, yeah, I'm gonna step in. Like, and I'm gonna diffuse the situation. You know, like if they want to throw hands, we can throw hands, but I'm definitely gonna step in front and ensure that she's out of the way. And I'm sure she's gonna do the same. I'm sure she is going to be like protective of me and try to pull me out of the situation as well. Uh, but I'm gonna most likely try to diffuse the situation. Be like, look, we both can, go our separate ways and go to different sides of the bar, club, wherever we are. Or we just gonna leave and just keep it like that. Now, if he come outside and want to throw hands or something like that, then we gonna throw hands. And I don't, no match for me. I don't know what that means. Like we calling the ambulance.
Okay.
That's what's happening. Like I'm calling the ambulance. Like
right. Cause what?
Cause look,
right.
Look, anybody can get them. I'm just telling you now,
Okay.
anybody can get them.
Listen,
Like these
talk.
hands right here.
Real talk. Definitely agree. So yeah, if there's a woman that is like trying to be aggressive with my man in a bar, 9 times out of 10 she's drunk. I'm sober. So nobody is a match for me. Like like you don't even have all your bearings because I'm the sober one. I'm probably like one of the only sober ones in the bar. So like say less. Say less.
Yeah.
Cutting up.
Yeah, there's a good chance I'll be sober as well. So like I totally get that part.
Cutting up. My nuck come with a whole bunch of bucks. So nuck if you buck, boy. Look what, and even if somebody, could like want to get the best of me or one up me, they still gonna know they been in a fight. So if there is not gonna be a situation where it was like, oh no, I didn't realize I was fighting somebody. No, oh, you gonna know. You gonna know.
You gonna know.
Yeah.
You might get me. Like you might get me.
But I'm gonna get some of you too.
Like we both going both going to work tomorrow looking like we was in some shit that we couldn't get out of. Listen, like that's how it's gonna be.
Listen, cause what? Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Well,
all right. A woman's significant other wants her to change clothes because he feels the outfit is too seductive. She feels the outfit is empowering and will not change. Who's right? Explain.
She is, point blank, period. The clothes are on her body. It's her choice. Like, if you too insecure in your masculinity to not allow your lady to dress how she wants to dress and dress in a way that got you in the first place,
right?
Like, that is not a her problem. That is a you problem. Yeah. You in the mirror need to have a chat and y'all figure that shit out on your own and leave her out of it.
I definitely agree. Unless we go into church and it's like I got everything. You know what I'm saying? Like if the outfit is not appropriate for like the event or the place that we're going to, okay, I would consider your opinion. But like if it's because like I'm feeling good, I'm looking good, like hell, you clearly think that I'm looking good because you trying to hide all of this, and I'm coming with you and leaving with you. What's the problem? Like, yeah. So
what's the problem? Yeah.
I mean,
what is the problem? Yeah.
Some the male ego can be very fragile at times, and
it can be fragile.
Yeah,
it can be.
And hey, what you gonna do? All right.
Yeah.
A woman
be more secure in yourself.
That would be step number one. That would be step number one. But then that's something that you have to work in on yourself, like within yourself. That's something that you brought into this, that insecurity you brought into this relationship, and you haven't healed from whatever that past trauma was. And we're not gonna take it out on my outfit. Like we're not gonna take this out on my outfit.
That part.
No, it's not how this works. Not how this works at all. All right. A woman feels her significant other should take care of the domestic duties since she pays all the bills. He responds, no, cooking and cleaning makes me feel less than a man. What advice would you give him?
Man, I would tell him again to go have a conversation with the mirror. Because if cooking and cleaning make you feel less of a man, you already less of a man in the first place, right? Like you was cooking and cleaning when you lived by yourself,
right?
And now you in somebody else's house, or I don't even want to say you in a house where somebody else is taking care of all the bills. Hell, If I live in somebody's house and somebody taking care of all the bills, I'm cleaning every goddamn thing. Dinner is on the table when you get home, grass cut, walls washed, fan dusted. Like,
okay. But this question is kind of funny because like cooking and cleaning makes you feel like less than a man, but this woman paying all the bills doesn't. Like what? Okay, bruh. Yeah, because
yeah,
tell me how you being a kept man does not make you feel less than a man. But if you got to go in there cook and clean, then now we're going up against your masculinity. Make it make sense.
yeah.
You
It
can't.
don't.
Right, you can't. Oh
It
man.
don't at all.
Right. What?
Like the math ain't mathing. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and I don't think you should feel less of a man because a woman is paying all the bills. I just think
Exactly.
sometimes you you could have been paying the bills before, or you could be paying the bills after. Like this is
Right.
the season in your life where your duties is cooking and cleaning, doing whatever the hell you can to
Right.
contribute to the household. Like
That part.
do what you do. This is a partnership. This ain't a it's you do these things and I do these things. It's a
Right.
we are doing this together.
Right.
Yeah,
We thriving and
yeah,
surviving. So
together.
again, you want me to go out here, work all day, pay all the bills, and then got to come home and make sure you good too? Like at some where's the
Shit.
reciprocity? Where's the reciprocity?
Yeah.
And because somebody
Look,
else can blow this
a
back
woman
out.
come pay
Like
my cable bill. Listen, a woman come pay my cable bill. She gonna get the world. You know what I mean? Like, pay. You
a
ain't even got to pay
mess.
all the bills. Just come pay this cable bill. Like
Right. A mess.
that's.
A whole mess. All right. You're dating a new person and the oral
Okay.
sex is horrible. How would you
Mm,
teach them to do it right?
fuck. That's a good question. How would I teach them? I think we would just have a conversation. Like I would bring it up and like in a way that we're talking about like our intimacy or our intimate time. Like, hey, is there anything you'd like me to do or anything I could
Mhm.
work on? Like,
Yeah.
in that way. And then if with the hope that they would ask the same to me
Hmm.
and say, hey, like I really appreciate you doing this, the things that you do and everything, but it doesn't really work for me. It
Right.
doesn't like like it's not the way that I enjoy that.
Hmm.
So can we talk about ways that I enjoy it? And if it works for you, maybe you can do it the way I enjoy it and go from like that perspective. I wouldn't try to like, I don't know. I would just try to communicate like how I feel about it and what I like in hopes that they would hear it. Because some people don't like criticism, especially in those spaces.
Right.
Some people got some preconceived notions about, oh, I'm all worldly. Like
Right.
you maybe with somebody else, but not with me.
Right. Right. Because that ain't it.
Yeah,
Look, that ain't it. So
it ain't
yeah, I would
it.
definitely have the conversation as well. I might not be as nice
Mhm.
as Ian in the conversation. I'm not gonna be mean about it, but I'm definitely gonna be like, yeah, that move was not the move. Let's
That was
teeth.
not it.
Let's teeth more tongue. Like.
Listen.
And that goes both ways. That goes both ways.
That goes both ways.
It goes both
Yes,
ways.
it goes both
Let's
ways.
teeth
Less
more
teeth and
tongue.
more tongue.
Like,
In every instance. Well,
right.
not in every instance, but in those instances, it is definitely like,
Yes.
please,
Baby.
less teeth.
Baby. Get it.
And if no teeth was pop, no teeth would be better.
Okay. Get it together. Get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to not speak up because too many people out here having bad sex in the world because they're not being vocal
Listen,
about the sex being bad, and they are being
listen.
okay with the lack of pleasure, and I don't understand why. Like,
Hmm.
I don't understand why, but okay.
I don't understand it either,
Yeah.
Reese. I don't get it. Like I've had a couple of conversations with some people, and they tell me like, oh, I've been in a relationship for this long, and like sex is just okay. Like, what you mean?
Just okay.
Like,
Mm-mm.
just okay?
Mm-mm.
No, that is like y'all can work together. Y'all can. There are tutorials, there are how to videos. There's too much information
Yes.
out there,
Yes.
like to figure it out to
Right.
get it to where you want to get it. Like
Okay.
you just have to. I think it's important too. People got to learn how to create safe spaces for their intimacy. I
Yes.
think sometimes there's a lot of accepting of somebody else's like
Mm-hmm.
actions for your pleasure. Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
you know what you like. So you like, look, I don't
Right.
need when you do this, I need you to do it like this because that's the way I like it. You know,
Right.
like
Right. Put more
yeah.
pressure
And
here,
men,
less pressure there. Like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And men ask questions. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to figure out the test if she got all the answers, right? Like, why are you out here?
Chico.
Why you
Chico.
out here? She got all the answers. Look, does this work for you? No? Okay, well, how you like it? Tell
Right.
me. Like,
Right. Dumbass.
yeah.
Okay. Your significant other forgets your birthday. What happens next?
Mm, mm. I don't know that this has ever happened to me. I think the closest that it has happened is there was a woman I was talking to. We were like in the talking stage, the dating stage. And I mentioned my birthday, and then my birthday came and went, and there was no like acknowledgement in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a conversation, and I brought it up like, "Oh, so and so got me X, Y, and Z for my birthday," and she was like, "I forgot." Yeah, you did. Like I'm somebody. I think I'm somebody.
Yeah, you did.
Like I'm somebody who wouldn't. It depends on where we are in a relationship too. I think that's
Yeah.
important. Like if it's new, if this is the first time my birthday is passing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm somebody who wouldn't say nothing. Like honestly, like I would
Yeah.
like go about my business and like keep it moving. It would be something that like I thought of at some point to think through whether or not this person is for me because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't prioritize like simple information that was like readily available as well. And
Right.
so yeah, I don't know that I would like stop talking to somebody just for that. But if other
Mm-hmm.
things also happened in the situation, I would be like, well, maybe this ain't for us, you know?
Yeah.
Now, if it was a long term girlfriend and she better have a damn good reason. Like, I don't need nothing
Right.
but a happy birthday and a smile, you know?
Right.
Like, that's it. So I'm not asking for nothing, but
Right.
I need some acknowledgement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if I'm out here remembering anniversaries and your birthday, like the least you could do is say happy birthday to me.
Right.
You know? Like
I,
take off your shirt in front of me and be like happy birthday. That's all I need. I don't need much.
oh man. So yeah, for me, it's definitely gonna be a problem for me because my birthday is a holiday, and
Mm.
because everybody knows my birthday is a holiday. So and now it's a nationally celebrated holiday because
Mm-hmm.
Juneteenth. So like my birthday is truly a holiday. So like we celebrate,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, it would definitely be an eye opener for me because for
Mm-hmm.
one, I'm not big on gifts are cool, but like quality time, especially on like important days for me, um,
Yeah.
is kind of like it's like a requirement. So even if
Yeah.
we just meet up for a quick breakfast or breakfast breakfast, I put a whole X
I was gonna leave
on
it
it.
alone. I was gonna let you have
A whole X
it.
on it. Like what? What's that? Um, meet up at breakfast or a lunch or something.
Yeah.
Phone calls. Also, if we're not in the same city at that time.
Yeah.
Work happens with everybody. Sometimes my birthday falls during the week. It's not only a weekend, so there's
Like
work.
everybody else's birthday.
Right, like
Like
everybody else's
sometimes it comes on
birthday.
a Monday. Like
Sometimes, it's one of those things. It also happens to fall on Father's Day every now and then as well. So again, while we
mm.
celebrate, and I hate that my birthday falls on Father's Day. That's a whole other conversation. Anyway,
Whole other conversation.
right, whole other conversation. But there's two celebrations possibly going on my birthday,
Yeah.
so there's no
Mm.
excuse. Like, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
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 There's not a good one, at least.
Yeah.
In my mind, there's not a good
Yeah.
excuse. So
There's not necessarily a good one. I'm not gonna be as mad, but I'm definitely gonna be
it's a
like,
problem.
that ain't a good look, you know?
I'm neck
That
rolling.
ain't a good look at all.
I am neck rolling.
Yeah, I'm neck rolling.
I know. Oh, mess. All right.
Yeah.
This is a good one. After having amazing sex, your significant other asks you if it's the best sex you've ever had. It is not. Would you tell the truth or would you lie and explain?
Hell no, I ain't lying.
That part.
Like, did I gotta?
That part.
I am not lying. Like, I think so. For me, I'm all about telling the truth, right?
Mhm.
Like, I ain't gonna lie about. Like, I even tell people like people I've dated or significant other, like,
Mhm.
don't fake an orgasm with me. If I don't do my job to make you orgasm, then don't fake it for me. Just
Right.
tell me you want to stop and it ain't hitting today. You know what I mean? Like, just let me know. But no, I ain't gonna tell him a lie. I'm gonna tell him the
Yeah.
truth, and I'm be like, but we can get there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And again, we're gonna have a conversation about some things that we can do to make it the best we both
Right.
ever had, because that's the goal. The whole
Right.
point of this is for it to be the best we both ever had. So
Right.
yeah, no, I'm not lying in that situation,
Mhm.
and I'm telling the truth because I want it to be the best. So
Right.
if I lie, I'm just going to be taking mediocre for the rest of for however long, and I
Right.
ain't got time for mediocre. You know?
Right. You can't get better if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know that you're not, if what the saying goes, if better is possible, then good is not enough. If better is possible, baby, good is not enough.
Listen, exactly.
So
Tell him
let's
again.
right. If let's get this let's get the better out so that it's where it needs to be. But yeah, first off, we too old for lying. Like we are too old at
Too old.
this big grown age of ours. We are too old to be lying. So yeah, let's have a real conversation. I'm glad that you
Yeah.
feel like I was the best. I put in some work to
Mm,
get to here.
listen,
Now,
listen.
let
Now,
me get you to put in the work to
yeah,
ensure that we both can say you were the best.
it is the best. Exactly.
Yeah, a mess. All right, next one says you're dating a person and they say they want to wait until marriage to have sex. How do you respond?
We're not dating anymore. Like, I'm be honest. Like, I'm like, look, I really value that for you, and I appreciate the honesty. But you and I are not on the same path, and like, I don't think that I'm in a position to do that with you. You know,
Yeah,
because mm-mm,
yeah,
not I. Like, we can wait until we're in a serious, like a more serious relationship. You know, like
right,
if you don't want to have sex while we're like in the talking stage or the dating
right.
stage, you want to make sure we're in a committed relationship. Yeah,
Mhm.
let's do that. I'm all for that. But marriage,
Yeah,
3 or 4 years. Cause like if I'm gonna marry you, I gotta really get to know you, and I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm taking my time because like I will wait because I want to make sure I'm sure. But
Hmm.
nah. I just I'm 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 happy, and that's beautiful for you, but that ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with that. Because
Mm-hmm.
sex isn't everything in a partnership, but it does play a part in the partnership, and then there has to
Mm-hmm.
be some compatibility there. So if like we're
Yeah.
not sexually compatible, and you're saying, "Oh, this is the best sex," and then for me it's not. After the fact, like I'm locked in, and like what I'm saying. Wait a minute, So
Yeah.
yeah, we need to have that conversation. I do think that it is very big of you to say that I love that for you. That's dope. That's a great way to say I love that
I
for
do.
you.
I love that for you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not for me. Oh man.
That's not the journey I'm on right now. That's not the journey I'm on.
It's not how it's gonna happen. So yeah.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right. So this is a good one. An engaged couple breaks up for 2 weeks but quickly reconciles. Just before the wedding, the man finds out that he got another woman pregnant during the break. What happens next?
I mean, that depends. That's none of my business. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I'm the man in that situation,
Yes, you're the man in the
like,
situation.
oh, okay, I'm the man in
None of
that
my business.
situation.
What?
You provided it like a hypothetical, so I was
Well,
like, that
okay.
ain't none of my
Well, we're gonna say
business.
it's you. You're in an engaged
It's
couple.
me.
Yeah,
Okay, if I'm the man,
we're gonna let it be
like, I'm an engaged man, and then man, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell my significant other like what happened.
you.
Like, there's a good chance, like, probably a 100% chance that I told her that I had sex during the break anyway. So it ain't gonna be like it wouldn't be a surprise or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what happens next, honestly. Like I think I just would come clean before we reconcile, and then when I find out, she gonna find out, and then we're gonna go from there. Like if it's something that can be forgiven, if it's something that she thinks like she wants to like pursue, then obviously I'm be on board. And if it's not, then I'm gonna respect her decision. Like because I ain't out here, I ain't gonna beg for it, but like you gotta let people live in their decisions and make the choices they want to make for them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I think if I was the woman in the situation, I'm definitely
Mm.
side eyeing him because 2 weeks and you out here being irresponsible, like you out here just like not responsibly
Yeah.
having sex, like you just in here raw dogging folks, like we just broke up. You was
Yeah.
that hurt, like you just gonna go out here like you out here raw dogging folks. What in the world? Our responsibility
Yeah.
went out the window. Like okay, so now
Listen.
you have proven to be irresponsible with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And now it could be a situation where condom broke or X, Y, and Z precautions were taken, and just
Yeah.
everything isn't foolproof. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I would definitely hope that we would have both divulged any activity that we did during that 2 weeks. So
Mm-hmm.
that then maybe okay, well I knew he was out there. We were both out there for 2 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
It
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't make it hurt any less, because
Yeah.
definitely to have a man have a baby on you is not a good feeling, so like it wouldn't hurt any
Mm-hmm.
less. But yeah, I'm definitely like side eyeing if you was out here being reckless for 2 weeks because
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
your feelings hurt. And then we were engaged and broke up. It ain't been but 2 weeks. We quickly reconciled, but you didn't even have a chance to like be hurt for a minute. Like you just hopping in beds already. Like I don't
Well,
know.
look, the person, because it couldn't be me, but I'm just saying, like the person was probably hurt. That's why he went out here and did that, though, right? Like, because if you engage and in 2 weeks you find somebody else to smash, like that's probably how you're dealing with your hurt.
Yeah,
Instead of like actually dealing with your hurt, you're out here just like recklessly smashing. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
And
don't
yeah,
know.
they say the grief period and the grief response is different in men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
we take it hard in the beginning, we get all like crying out up front, and then men like I'm free,
Mm-hmm.
and then after about 2-3 weeks they like go through the whole I miss you phase, I guess. But I don't
Yeah.
know. They say our phases
Yeah.
are backwards. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. She done
Yeah.
moped around for 2 weeks and he done bed hop for 2 weeks. Okay. All right. After 20 years of marriage, your spouse says that they are attracted to the same sex and want to explore that with you. What happens next?
We have a conversation about like what that looks like. We have a conversation about like how that is going to be implemented. Like we talk about boundaries, things that make us feel comfortable or uncomfortable, and we just have like an adult conversation about like how we want to proceed in that space. Like if my wife after 20 years is like, this is what I need for us to stay together, like I'm gonna facilitate that need. Like I'm just gonna figure out how to do it in the best way for both of us.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
for myself, my conversation is gonna be a little different. How did you say to the no sex? I love that for
Yeah.
you, but
For
for
you.
me, get somebody else to do it. I don't know if I would be comfortable enough sharing my husband with another man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, if those are the feelings that he has and things that he would like to explore, by all means, I want you
Mm.
to be your fullest, freest self.
Yeah.
However, I can respect that and allow you to be that from afar. if that makes sense. So like, I
Mm.
always wanted to give
Yeah.
people, and then I would hope that, like, why would you wait 20 years to tell me this? So now, like, you've been holding this secret for all these years, like, this just all of a sudden this feeling came on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've had this feeling for a while now. You wait 20 years to tell me. That's a problem. So, because again, like, if I'm giving
You
you
just
if I'm giving you freedom, to be your full whole self, and I'm allowing you to show up as
yeah.
you are, and you're not, then clearly you weren't comfortable enough either with yourself at the time, or with the space
Hmm.
that the safe space I'm thinking I'm providing for us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was, for me, there's a little deceit there because you waited 20 years, and then again, I love that for you, but that's not what I want for me. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's understandable.
yeah. All right. Um, a person you love only likes you in return. Could you have a
Mm.
friends with benefit relationship with this person? Why or why not?
I mean, I think it depends on them, right? Like it depends on like how that person is going to either respect, acknowledge, or not acknowledge my feelings for them, right? So I think in an instance, if I'm in love with somebody and they can acknowledge that and like, hey, I'm just not there, like this is what I have to give to you, and this is what I want from us. Like that could work. It probably would just be temporary. I don't know how long lasting it would be. And also, it probably is going to end worse than it would if that didn't happen, right? Like,
Exactly.
so I think there is there's too many hypotheticals in that situation for me to like really
Mhm.
think through like to the granular pieces of it. But I definitely would be open to communication. I definitely would like let them know, and I would probably consider having a friends with benefits situation with them, um, and risk hurting myself in the process.
Oh yeah, see, why would you risk hurting yourself? Like, so yeah, for me it's a no. It's a no for me. Because like if I feel like I'm in love with you, or I love you, and you only like me, I can't sex you
Mm,
into loving me the way I love you. And that's what people
yeah, for
end up
sure.
allowing themselves, the open up that door for hurt. So instead of me opening up the door that could potentially 99.99999% end up, in me being hurt. Like, what? Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Mm,
I wouldn't do that to myself. I wouldn't advise anybody to do that to
yeah,
themselves either. Now, of course, there is that
yeah.
one unicorn in the field, that could possibly, like, oh, their like turned into love. But like, if
Mm,
you know that I love you and you only like you don't like me like that, you just like me as a friend, and then you still allow yourself the benefit of me, then you really don't really care about me that much either. You just trying to get your rocks off. So yeah,
yeah.
like, it's selfish of you to know that I love you. You only like me, but you still, trying to smash. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Get somebody else to do it.
I get. I hear that, and I feel like if I was going to proceed, I also wouldn't proceed thinking that I could like fuck them into loving me, right?
But too
Like
many
I would
times,
go in it knowing
too many times.
I would go into it just thinking that it was what it was, and that's it. You know?
Yeah, but you can't turn the feeling of love off, and then
Yeah, but I wouldn't try to turn it on to them either. Like it would just be that would be my cross to bear in that instance, right? Like the love I have is for me, and that's it. Like this feeling is like something that I'm gonna like cherish with myself more so than something I'm gonna try to share with them, if I made that decision.
okay,
Yeah.
do you, boo boo? Because no, there's no way. Especially if I love you, and then like I'm sharing the most intimate part of me, which would could potentially make me fall deeper in love with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
too many, too
yeah.
many feelings go into that. Too many soul ties and all that kind of stuff when it comes down to love and sex and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if like we're not there, now if I like you, you like me, then cool. But like if I know like I love you, and like I'm honed in on you, and you don't feel the same way, but you are getting the
Honed
benefits
in.
of, yeah, like So yeah, I just yeah, I'm gonna have to remove myself from the situation, because it
Yeah,
could
I hear
potentially be, a dangerous one, because, no, get somebody else to do it.
that.
All right. A person you like admits to cheating in every serious relationship they've had, but says they've changed. Is this a deal breaker? Why? Or explain.
Is it a deal breaker? I don't know. That's a deal breaker for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it definitely it's one of those things that would get my spidey senses like boop,
Tingling.
boop, boop, boop. I'm and I think it would be a situation where we would just like I would talk about like I would want to get to the bottom of it. Like I'm
Right.
somebody who hears about past things people do and I ask questions. I'm like, so why
Mm-hmm.
do you think you did in this situation? Like, what did you get from it? What did you learn from it? How did you feel about it? I'm gonna try to get way too deep in it. And if I felt comfortable with how they responded, I would feel more comfortable with proceeding. But if it was just really trifling, basically, and they just were out here like jeopardizing people's feelings and being reckless, then it would potentially be something that was a red flag that I would just like walk away from.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I agree that I would definitely like have like my senses up, but I also want to be
Mm-hmm.
able to give the person the benefit of the doubt. You said that you've
Yeah.
changed. I don't know that you've changed until I see your behavior,
You show me.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
So like, and I can't hold your past against you and fully say that I want you to be your whole self. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have to
Yeah.
be secure enough. You have to make me secure enough in this relationship
Mm-hmm.
that was your past life, and going forward,
Yeah.
the behavior is different. Now, if you show me that you are the same person, then don't be upset if I act accordingly. So it is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, but definitely, like, you want to give the person, the opportunity to prove that they have changed. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for bringing my whole self into something in my past. Like, if I feel like my past is going to haunt me into a new situation,
yeah,
I won't start a new situation. I know that's just me.
yeah,
Some people aren't like that, but I'm not going to like take your past and bring it into our situation if it's something that you've left in the past, you know?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Growth,
Mhm.
everybody grows and evolves.
Growth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. A woman refuses to dance with her date at a club. Later, she spots him on the dance floor with another woman. She gets upset and leaves. Who is wrong? Explain. She is.
Mm.
I'm gonna start with this one. She is. Number one, if you know that you are not a dancer and are comfortable dancing, why are you going on a date to a club? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to be out with
Mm.
this person to get to know this person. You all agree to go to a club that involves dancing. You think he's gonna sit there
Mm.
and not want to dance, and then vice versa. Like, ladies, this guy takes you to the club to dance. You are dancing. He don't want to dance. You're just gonna sit there, hold up the wall. You want to go out and dance, you're gonna go out there and dance. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was one immature of them to agree, her to agree to go to a dance club if that's not what she's into. So you can't be upset with this man for doing what you all came to do. Dance. You made the choice to not want to participate in the actions of the evening. So
Listen,
call you an Uber, because okay, bye.
neck rolling,
Right.
neck rolling. You see it? I'm gonna say they both at fault, right? Because I'm gonna say only because he like I'm a communicator, so like he should have communicated that look, you don't want to dance, I'm gonna go dance with other people. How you feel about that? If you don't want me to dance, then let's go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would approach it. But yeah, like if we're going to a club that has dancing, like that's what I want to be doing. I don't want to
Mhm,
be sitting by the bar yelling, trying to have a conversation, right? Like we're
mhm.
gonna get on the dance floor and I'm gonna wind it down for you, and that's it. That's how it's gonna be.
A mess. Kind of.
And if you don't want to dance, then I'm just gonna be like, hey, you mind if I dance with somebody else then? Like, and that's it.
Yeah, and then you just tell her that
Yeah.
it ain't gonna be a whole bunch of whining with you because you all shoulders, so she should be fine.
Listen, I'm all shoulders when I'm sitting down. I am all
Look,
this because
you
you gotta
all
let them
know
know
this.
what it is. You
You
get,
all
yeah,
know
that's right. I am. Just hit it. Just
she won't be too upset. She won't be too upset. A whole mess. All right. A man tells his cheating significant other that he'd forgive her. Why are you laughing?
Man tells his cheating significant other like,
Okay. Listen,
yeah.
a man tells his cheating significant other that he'd forgive her if she didn't give the man oral sex. She says that's silly and refuses to answer. Who is wrong? Explain.
Neither one of them are wrong, right? Like they both have their boundaries. Like his boundary is, look, I'll forgive you, but if you did this, because he values that as something that is intimate, that's something you do with a partner only. So
Mhm.
clearly, like that's really important for him. So his feelings are valid, and if that's something that he puts his foot on the ground or on the line, or his line in the sand, or whatever phrase you want to say,
Mhm.
then that's his thing. And for her, if she doesn't want to tell, then again, you gotta live in your decision. So if there are repercussions regarding
Right.
you not wanting to be forthcoming with what happened,
Yeah.
then like, yeah, then you just gotta accept the fact that you may lose
It's
out on this
over.
person.
Right. It's over.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
He was willing to forgive, clearly, to an
Yeah.
extent, So
Mm-hmm.
once the extent has been extended, he can say, "Hey, I'm not trying to kiss you in the mouth no more."
Listen.
He like, listen, I can take it as long as you didn't do. Nah, bro, you can't kiss her in the mouth.
Listen.
She said that's silly and doesn't want to tell. She just told you. She just told you, bro. She let you know.
Yep.
She
Yep.
let
She
you know.
told you.
Yep. Won't be no more
Mm-hmm.
kissing in the mouth.
Yep.
A whole mess. All
Like,
right.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
A whole mess. So crazy. All right. Your significant other tells you that they were as close as possible to physically cheating, but thought of you and came home. What's the first thing you say to them? What's the first thing you say to them?
You should have got an orgasm. You risk it all for nothing. Listen, if you risk it all with me, you better like it physically possible. That means the condom
Clothes
is
are
on if there
off.
is one
Right.
involved.
Yep.
Like clothes are off. You
Yep.
in where like bedroom,
Yep.
bathroom, wherever it is y'all are,
Hmm.
y'all right here.
Yep.
And as far as I'm concerned, you might as well finish the deed. Like you
Yep.
might as well. Cause the only way that that is okay for me is if like I had a significant other and they were like, "Hey, I need to do this for us to be stronger." Cool. Like we can have a conversation about that ahead of time. But when it's like this happened behind my back, there was no communication about it, and you come running home after man didn't like kiss you and lick you down, probably you look, you got to take a shower before you can talk to me. Nah, like you good. You should have stayed and you should have stayed and got you what you could have got.
I mean,
Because
yeah.
we finished, we
Right.
done, we over. Hey, we finished, we done, we over. Hey.
Another song. Okay, go platinum. Go platinum. Look. A mess. But yeah, because like what? I just can't. You've come as close as physically possible, but then you thought
Listen.
about me. So you didn't. I didn't wasn't part of the thought process. Nowhere in between getting as close as physically possible. Okay, yeah. I'm like,
Listen.
you should have went ahead on it and got you one because you can go right on back over there. Because yeah, it's a
Yeah.
wrap. It's a wrap. Because you thought of me at the wrong
If you
time. You should have thought
the
of me
wrong time.
before. Yep, should have thought about me before you even got to that point, or even put yourself in the
Yeah.
situation. Like, clearly
Mm-hmm.
it's something
You
that
should have thought of me before you got out the car. You should have thought of me when you knocked on the door. You should have thought of me when the conversation happened. You should have thought of me when y'all was kissing. Like all the thoughts of me should have happened way before.
yeah,
Like
you should.
somebody about to bust it down. You know what I mean? Like he
Mhm.
about to bust it down. Like it's too late. Don't think of me.
Exactly. You should have thought about me when you walked out the front door, knowing you were going to meet up with somebody else.
Listen,
So yeah, the time to think about me has passed. So
past.
I'm gonna help you, and you don't have to think about me anymore.
Anyway,
Yeah, we good.
we done.
Yeah,
We
we
finished. We over.
go
Hey,
platinum.
we done. We finished. We over.
Go
Hey.
platinum. A mess. All right. Next question. A woman catches her husband in a non-sexual emotional affair. She tells him
Mm.
it's worse than a non-emotional sexual affair. What? I'm confused. It's the same thing. A woman catches her husband in
Now
a
she
non
catch.
she catches her husband in a non-sexual emotional affair. She tells him it's worse than a non-emotional sexual affair. Do you
Emotional
agree?
sexual affair. Yeah.
A
She
non
catches him in an emotional affair, and it would be better if it was a sexual affair. That's what the question is basically
Okay,
asking.
okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm reading wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I see it.
yeah.
Yep, non-sexual emotional affair, and then an emotional,
Mm-hmm.
non-emotional sexual affair. All right. So yeah, so the emotion affair is worse than the sexual affair. Do you agree? Why or why
Mm-hmm.
not? I was confused. What? It don't make no sense.
You were reading for the first time. You're like, what? It said the same thing.
I was
Like, no,
like, what? Right? A mess. Whatever.
Yeah, but I agree. I think the emotional affair is worse. I think sex is an act. Emotions are an investment, and so I think that that investment like takes time, energy, deception, like reciprocity with the person that you're doing it with. So
Mhm.
I think that, and in the I guess the interim, those are things that I'm probably not getting during that time.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think it's worse to cheat emotionally than it is
Mhm.
physically.
Yes, I definitely agree with that, especially when it comes down to men, because you all are not as open with your emotions and your feelings.
Yeah.
So if you're
Well.
giving some other woman the emotions and the feelings that you're having, and I'm not getting them, oh yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
what like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the
Mm-hmm.
one that that is the safe space for the emotions and the feelings, and you're not sharing those with me, but you're giving them to
Mm-hmm.
whoever she is.
Whoever.
It's a problem, right?
Whoever.
Whoever she is, it's a problem. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is definitely worse. It is definitely worse.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Yeah.
both bad, but that one is gonna edge it out a little worse.
Yeah. I can hear that.
All right. A man is dating a woman and she becomes pregnant. Once the baby is born, he finds out she didn't give the child his last name. He breaks up with her. Is he overreacting?
Mm. So
Talk about it.
for me,
Okay.
if I'm in a situation
Mm-hmm.
where I'm dating a woman and I get her pregnant, we're gonna have a conversation about like, names and all that other stuff. It ain't gonna be like that Modern Love episode. I ain't gonna tell her to do it all herself. But if it is that Modern Love if it is that Modern Love episode, then yes. He if he is out here like I'm not going to commit anymore to you. I'm not going to invest anything in different. We're just going to continue to date casually in a way that's comfortable for me. If he's not invested in this woman in a way that like allows her to feel comfortable with giving her baby the father's last name, then no, she's not wrong. And if he wants to be, but if he is being, like intentional about his actions and also like being a supportive person in her life and wanting to like build a relationship with her
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. Then it sounds like, okay, then why not? Why aren't you giving the last name to this progeny of you both? You know. So yeah, I would say they both have their reasons, but I don't know if I would be mad. I would be mad if I was like invested in the woman's life and the child's life. Like I would be upset for sure.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think for me, he broke up with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yes, I think he may have been overreacted if they never had a conversation in regards to who
Facts.
whose last name this baby was gonna have.
Yeah.
Also, me giving this baby your last name, am I also getting your last name? Because if something happens to us, not I mean real talk, if something happens to us and we break
No,
up,
for real.
now I have to explain to my child while his name or her name is different from my name, and you got to go through the whole, well, daddy left us and X, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, and Z, whatever.
Hmm.
But I feel like now, again, if they had the conversation and they both agree that he's going to be an active parent, regardless of why, how
Hmm.
things pan out between them, again, they didn't have the conversation they needed to have. And he
Yeah.
is, yes, overreacting if it was not communicated. Now, if they agreed that the child
Yeah.
was going to have his last name, and then come time for him to sign the birth certificate and he sees it's a difference, wow, out for sure. Like, what the hell, for sure. But to break up with her and potentially leave your child, because of a
Yeah.
name that had not been agreed upon is
Yeah.
overreacting, in my opinion. So,
Yeah. I don't disagree.
is mommy gonna have daddy's name too? It's a family affair. Because what are we doing? What are we doing?
Like I feel left out. That's all I'm saying. You got the last name. You want the baby to have the last name. What about me?
Right, So I mean,
Why am I the only one?
it happens all too often that
Yeah, for sure.
women give names to their children with the hopes of also getting that name, and it
Hmm.
not being an actual luxury afforded to them. It might not be an
Yeah, for
option
sure.
for them, and again,
Might
people,
not be an option. Yeah.
right, people don't have these conversations. So yeah,
Hmm.
it all depends on how the conversations went and how that goes, fellas. Just because you get her pregnant and you all have a kid does not entitle that kid to have your name
Nope.
when you all are not married. Like, legally,
Yeah.
your last name is not, it does not have to be given to that child if you all are not
Yeah.
married. So that's a conversation that you all
Yeah.
need to have. And men and women need to be more aware of who they're out here having babies with, especially if they don't
Mm.
have any intentions of um, going into a lifetime partnership or marriage with these people. So,
Yeah. Wrap it up.
yeah, welcome to my TED
If
Talk.
you not having safe sex, you having a baby. Like, let's just be honest. Like, if y'all out here
Mhm.
not taking precautions, then
Yeah,
don't be surprised when you're pregnant.
yeah.
Like,
And then
so
don't be mad at her
yeah,
for not giving the baby your name. Like, y'all, let's have a
yeah.
conversation about it. Let's
Hmm.
have a conversation about it. Especially if it was an unintended pregnancy, you all are, not even
Yeah,
in a space where you all want to share each other's name. So, like, again,
yeah.
yeah, is mommy having the last name? Because let's talk about it. All right. A woman is married to a man who is not her child's biological father. He leaves
Okay.
because she will not let him discipline the child. Who's wrong?
Mm. See, like I feel like all these questions can be avoided based on conversations that should have happened prior to
Tonight's
whatever's happening in
conversations.
this
The name
moment. Exactly. Like right now, like we like, listen, why we have a conversation about this later? Like, because it probably has been a regular occurrence, right? Like this is
Yeah.
probably not new. They
Right.
have been during the dating time it's been like this, and
Mhm.
then during the married time it's like this. And I could totally understand where you're in a situation and you're like, you need to discipline. And when we say discipline, we don't mean hit. There's a lot of different ways to discipline kids.
Right.
But if
Right.
only one parent can do it, then the kid will know. And
Right.
when the kid finds out that you
Right.
can't do nothing, the kid's gonna
Right.
act a fool.
Listen, and say all kind of crazy
So
stuff.
yes, absolutely. And so I think it's important that parents parent, and
Mm-hmm.
part of parenting is about, discipline in instances. And then also, yeah, like if it got to a point, I know somebody who was in this situation, um, and it gets to a point where the kid is an ass,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not conducive to like togetherness for the unit that is trying to be, you know, put together.
Right.
And so I know the person, and they left because it's like if
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this part, and I'm trying to show up when the real daddy don't want to be here, then like what why am I here? If I am I just here for you, or am I here for us? And that was a conversation. And yeah, it wasn't a they left the situation. So I don't think I think the conversation needs to happen obviously before they get married, but
Yeah.
I understand why a person would leave in that situation.
Yeah, because it definitely
So
opens up a
yeah.
door for disrespect for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like um if it's necessary, then the non-biological father should be able to, be the disciplinarian in the household if he's backing up the
Mm-hmm.
mom. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not
Yeah.
saying he gets the opportunity to just wild out on these kids just because, like he's the end all
No.
be all, but I do, or like
Mm-hmm.
the only one, but I do feel like if I'm as the mother saying something to these kids and they're not listening to me, I'm gonna need you to drop your voice about 8 octaves.
Listen,
Let
listen.
them know. Like drop them
Let them know.
and let them know. Like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be a team in this thing, and
Mm-hmm.
if you're allowing opportunity for your children to disrespect the man who you quote unquote love and is the father figure, then yeah, don't be mad when he decides to leave.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of different contextual things, like how much of a father is the biological father, like how present
Mm-hmm.
is that person,
Mm-hmm.
like is there a conversation that y'all have, like how you're going to discipline, or so
Right.
I think there's definitely like some context, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think there should be conversations about this is how we're going to discipline together, and this is how we move forward. But if it's just you, but I'm at home with a little boy, little girl, and she just they just acting crazy,
Right.
like I might trip a kid. Like it ain't discipline; it's just a reaction. I
They was
might.
running as I stretched my foot out. I didn't know they was running this way.
Exactly.
I told them stop
Yeah.
running the house, but
Yeah. Or I'm gonna teach them about reciprocity, right? You bite me, I'm gonna bite you back. It's simple. It's you gonna learn something from me.
yes, bite me and I'll bite you back. In the words of
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty. Bite me and I'll bite you back. Bite me and I'll bite you back. Dumbass. All right. Anyway, so a woman's best friend is a chronic cheater. Her significant other feels uncomfortable and doesn't want them going out together. Is he unreasonable?
Nope. Like, like, all right. So if I'm in a situation where my significant other is with somebody else who always cheating on a person,
Yeah.
like I trust my significant other to do what they want to do. Like
Mhm.
and plus you gonna make the decisions you gonna make anyway, whether
Right.
I prohibit it or not.
Right.
And so I'm gonna let you do what you do. But if you start picking up some other tendencies, we gonna have to talk about it. Like
They say birds of a feather flock together. So
that
what
part.
kind of flocking y'all be doing? Cause like, are y'all flocking or not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A mess. Yes, I definitely have an eyebrow raise because if I know
Mm-hmm.
that Tyrone jumps from house to house to house and you out here hanging out with Tyrone, say what? Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
Tyrone.
Yeah.
Tyrone can't come over here. You can't go with
Tyrone
Tyrone.
can't come over here.
A mess. Yes, because they do
No.
say birds of feather flock together. So, you know,
This is true. This is
that's
true.
what they say. Now, it might not always be
No.
that in every case, but they do say
Mm,
birds of feather flock together.
no. I'm gonna ask, you want to be associated with her some more? Just let me know,
Right.
because everybody know. So,
Okay. Right. A mess. All right. You find out that your significant other has been communicating with an ex. Would this bother you? Explain.
depends on how I found out and why they're communicating. But yeah, I would just ask questions like, what's this about? Why is this happening? And go from
Mhm.
there to know if I need to be bothered or not. You know, like if
Yeah.
if it clearly is a secret and they having
Mhm.
conversations about the stuff we have about, the stuff we have conversations about on a regular basis, then I know that's like an emotional connection that is being created. Then I'm gonna have a problem with it. But like, say she has a kid and it's not mine, it's his, and they just
Mhm.
communicate about kid stuff. Cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all depends, and sometimes exes are friends now,
Mhm.
and if that's the case, then that's the case. But if it's a secret and she trying to keep it away from me, then we got a problem.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It depends on the extent
Mm,
of the communication and
yeah.
if it was, kept like there's some deception there. Like, because why wouldn't you tell me that,
Mm,
that you're communicating with your ex? Like, what are you all
why
talking
wouldn't
about
you?
that you don't want me to know? Yeah. So, and again, if you all
Mm-hmm.
share kids, you got to talk. Like, I would be
Yeah.
confused or upset if you're not talking to your ex if you all have kids because you got to talk about the kids.
Yeah.
But if you're just talking on some, late night, creep type stuff. Oh no, it's a problem.
Yeah, your phone ring and it's him, and you like leave the room and go talk to her quietly. Like, we gonna have a problem.
Right? Like, here, put it on the speaker.
Right here. Yeah,
put it on. Put it on speaker.
that Johnny put it on speaker. Yeah,
Right, a
shit.
whole mess. And
What up, Johnny? How you
right,
doing?
I see you called
it's
us.
look.
You
it's 9:30. It's late, Johnny. What you doing?
right. And what we need to talk about, Johnny?
yeah.
A whole mess. Why you calling us
yeah.
this late?
Yeah, it's an us conversation at this point.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, a whole mess. But yeah, as long as I think the biggest thing, like you said, conversation, communication is the biggest thing. People have to be open and honest about everything.
yeah, for sure.
Because like, why not? Why are we still in this day and age lying?
Yeah.
All right. You inquire about the number of sexual partners your significant other has had, and the number is way higher than you expected. Would this change anything? Explain.
No, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not bringing your past
Mhm.
into this present, right? Like,
Right.
unless you still are with those people, then we have a problem. But if you're not, like, I don't care about your body count, your number,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it. That's between you, your God, and those people. Were you safe?
Right.
Like,
That
and
part.
have you been tested? Do you know your status?
That's all I need to
Those are the
know.
questions that
Yep.
I give a damn. That's it. That's all I care about.
Yep.
That's what I need to
Yep.
know.
That is that exactly. Because like how many people you have slept with before me is none of my business. And that's the problem. Everybody
None
wants
of
to
my
make other
business.
people's business their business. Like what you did
Mm-hmm.
before me is none of my business. What is my business
Mm-mm.
is if anything you did before me has stayed with you by way of an STI. I didn't know about that. Have you been tested? Are you testing
yeah.
regularly? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you know your
Yeah.
status? So, are you responsible with yourself as you out here exploring other people?
Exploring. Exactly. It's a
So,
human experience. People have sex.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah,
Have all the sex you want,
right.
but just know your
Responsibly,
status.
right.
Get tested, and be
Hmm.
responsible.
Yep,
Do you?
yeah. All right. A man tells his significant other to be submissive. She tells him that's an outdated way of thinking. Who's right and explain. It depends on how submissive you want me to be and what we doing. So
the context is important.
right, submissive in what way, sir?
yes.
So it all depends. Some ideals of submission are outdated. I will agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
comma, I do think that submission in relationships are a good thing from both parties, depending
Both.
upon what the context is. Like submissive in what
Mm-hmm.
way?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So yeah.
Yeah. I think context is important.
Hmm.
Like, and I also think the background, right? Like, a
Hmm.
lot of Christian households and religious families still believe in like the woman submitting to the man and the man being the provider and all those like patriarchal, like, constructs and things. I'm not one of those people. So,
Hmm.
yeah, like if he asking for submission for the sake of submission, yes, that's outdated as fuck. Like you have a partner, you don't have like someone you are leading. We can
Right.
lead this together. There's going to be moments in this partnership where I'm leading. There's going to be moments you're leading. There's moments we're going to be walking together.
Right.
Like so, as long as we know that, I'm good. I don't need no woman to submit to me. But in the bedroom, that would be nice sometimes, and sometimes I can submit to you. Shit, I don't care.
It's all about the context.
Context.
A whole mess. All right. While surprising your significant other at work with food, you ask a coworker where they are, and they respond jokingly, "Oh, they went to lunch with their work wife or husband." What happens next?
Nothing. I drop off the food. I call, be like, hey, I'm at your work doing, I thought I'd bring you your favorite Chipotle order today. I see you ain't here, but I'm gonna leave it in the refrigerator and put your name on it. I'm gonna go back to my job or home because I probably was home and go about my business. Yeah.
Yeah. I I'm I don't. I mean, I what's the name? I have been a work wife, before, and I mean, I feel like as long as people are honest about it and are being
Mhm.
not being deceitful, then I mean, yeah, it's fine. Like if I know that there is this whole work wife, work husband joke going on between you and this person, and you all haven't crossed
Yeah.
any lines, like all right, cool. And I surprised you, so it wasn't like you knew I was coming for lunch.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if I announce that we're having lunch today and then you don't left with the work husband or the work wife, then skip skip, I'm pulling up because what?
Because look, I know I got your location on my phone. I know you sharing it with me right
Right, sharing
now.
location. Listen, cutting up because okay, location off. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Say less. I'm about to do
Okay.
do.
Look.
I'm not gonna something happened. I'm not gonna be able to make it back from lunch, but I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cause I wait.
Look, I'm be in the waiting room too.
Right.
I'm gonna be
I'll
waiting
wait.
room where I
I'll
wait
wait.
right. No, it's good. I'm gonna wait out front so they see me first.
Right. So that but yeah, like but yeah, if it's innocent, and there's nothing
Yeah.
there, and we've all hung out. And that doesn't really,
Mhm.
say that it's safe because people will, hang out in your face and, go
Yeah,
out
for
on a couple
sure.
of things and still be, smashing down your person because.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, if it's innocent and I popped in, you didn't know I was coming, yeah, I bought you. I thought I
Mhm.
would surprise you with lunch. I see you already out. Have fun, be safe. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going about my business.
have fun, be safe. I'm gonna always. I think I probably will always forever be the have fun, be safe girl. All right, have fun, be safe. I'm gonna have fun, be safe. People call me, oh, you so nonchalant. Nah, have fun, be safe. But all right,
You gotta
next
start being
question.
nonchalant. You gotta be nonchalant.
Look, I ain't out here chalanting.
I ain't out here chalanting.
No, nope. Mm-mm. Listen, I need you to do like again, be who you are, but as long as you're being responsible with my feelings on the back end, freedom,
Mhm.
like freedom. I can't. Well, by this time they should have already heard the peace versus freedom episode. So listen, give people freedom, folks. Give people freedom. All right. Next question. You don't believe your significant other has what it takes to make the dream they're chasing come true. It's
Mhm.
been years of failing. Do you tell them how you feel and explain? Wow.
Mm. So I'm a strategic person, right? So
Okay.
I am gonna be somebody like if you tell me your dream,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna talk about how you make a plan. to execute this dream. I'm gonna help you along the way. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna push you when you can't do it by yourself.
Mhm.
But if we get to a point where I see, like, if this dream takes you waking up at 5 a.m. to do X, Y, and Z, and you just can't commit to that, or
Mhm.
you can't commit to the effort it takes to learn the thing that you got to learn, or like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a come to Jesus moment with you. I'm gonna have a conversation. I'm like, look, is this really your dream? Is this the thing that you really want to do, or just the thing that you've been telling everybody that you want to do? So now you feel obligated, because that
Mhm.
also happens a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna have those conversations with them, and I'm
Mhm.
like, look, like, this dream takes sacrifice. So if you're not willing to sacrifice, then maybe it ain't your dream. But if you're willing to sacrifice, let's go harder, because we got to go harder to get there. And so I'm going to encourage as much as possible, and I'm going to put things in perspective as much as possible. I'm not going to ever like shit on nobody's dream, but I'm also like, if this dream is another thing, if this dream is costing us money we ain't got, and you ain't out here giving all you got, then
Right.
we're gonna have to stop this because it's nonsense at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna support you, and
Right. So I
yeah.
feel like for me, I feel like, again, yes, asking them like, is this what you really want to do? But telling
Mm-hmm.
them like, oh nah, this dream is unattainable for you. Well,
Yeah.
what is it that this person is not doing to get the dream that they say is theirs? Like,
Yeah.
am I being supportive enough? Like, do they have
Mm-hmm.
the support that they need to push them? Like, that you got to be up at 5 o'clock to get this done. All right, well, let me get up at 5. Make sure they up at 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until it becomes a habit. Let's say you got to do thing. Was it 23 times in a row before it comes a habit or something like that?
21 days.
That, yes.
21
So if
days.
I need to wake
Yeah.
up 21 days to make sure they wake up 21 days to be a habit to get up 21 more days
Yeah.
by themselves, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now,
Yeah.
again, if I see that they are just slacking because they're not putting the effort in, what is the block? What are you afraid of? Like, let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
What insecurities do you
Yeah.
have? Why do you feel like it's okay to not go after what you want? You know what I'm saying? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be some insecurities. It could be like you said, it's not the dream that they want. This is what they said for so long, so now they feel obligated. So we need to
Yeah.
figure that part out before I'm just out here like killing dreams and deflating people. Now let's figure out what the
Yeah.
issue is, and then
Yeah.
let's revisit what the dream needs to be, because maybe
Yeah.
they saw somebody else's dream and wanted it for themselves, not really their actual dream. So yeah, am I being
Yeah.
supportive enough? And then are we living in a reality of what the dream is and or it can be for that person versus what they saw with
Yeah.
somebody else?
And also, like, their capabilities, right? Like, if you're somebody who's like, I want to be a singer, right? If I say I want to be a singer, Reese gonna tell y'all right now, Ian, I'm sorry, that is not for you, because
No,
I can't carry
dear.
it. I got an F-150, y'all. I can't carry a note in the back of that truck,
And nope.
like,
Mm-mm.
to save my life. So if it's a situation like that where it's like, oh, I want to be an artist, and they show
Mhm.
you what they do, you like, maybe that's not for you, like, maybe
That's
that's
a
just
bad
not your
example.
that's
Artist is
yeah.
a bad example because art is
No, it's
subjective
not.
to. Yes, it
It
is.
is subjective, but art can be bad. Like, we need to stop telling that lie too. Like, art can be
It is.
bad.
It is not a lie. Art is
It is a
definitely.
lie.
Listen, because some of the
But
stuff
art
that's
can
out
also
there
be bad.
to you, in your opinion, yes.
Period. No, just period. Just period.
Okay, all right.
Just period.
Art can be
You
bad.
art can be bad.
Art
Like,
can be bad.
it it could be consistent. Like, is there some good art that I don't like? Sure, but
Yeah.
I can respect the technique, the
Yeah.
execution, the perspective, and like,
Hmm.
you could differentiate those pieces of art from
Right.
art that you just like,
Okay.
like,
Okay. Touche.
you done heard some poems. You done heard some
Touche.
poems. They like, hey, you done heard some poems that you like. You know what? It needs a little help, and we can get there. But and then you done heard some poems. You like, what in the hell did I just listen to? Like,
I said touche. I was trying to move past it. Touche.
I want to get my point across.
I know, because I thought about that when I said art. You know, art send me subjective, and then I thought about the different genres of art, and of course, poetry popped in my head, and I was like, you know what, Sharice, just let it go. Touche, touche. All right. You liked a provocative picture of an old platonic friend on social media. Upset, your significant other says, if you loved me, you'd unfollow him and her. What do you do?
Hmm. So I've been here before.
Oh.
I have, yeah, like I have liked a picture of somebody who was being provocative, and it caused all kinds of problems. In the same way, like if you loved me, you would unfollow that person. And I didn't understand. I don't understand it to date. I don't get the the visceral feeling people have regarding Instagram likes. I
Yeah.
saw something on TikTok the other day, and it was like this woman went on a date with a man, and he had liked a couple of or a bunch of like pictures of like attractive women, and she was like, "It's an ick," and I didn't go on another date with him, but I really liked him. And I
Oh
was just like, "I
wow.
don't understand." She's like, "It's so disrespectful," and I'm like, "You went on a first date, like, and you didn't communicate like that. This is not something you like, you know, like."
Mm-hmm.
So it just seems odd and insecure from my perspective, but I don't want to like demean how somebody feels about it. That's what it just seems like to me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I don't know. I personally don't care, but if I really like really valued the person, I could potentially appease. Um, I could like offer not to like any more pictures, but if it was like a platonic friend that's legitimately my friend, I'm probably not
Right.
gonna like unfollow. You know,
Right.
I'd be like, look, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that this is your thing. I would like to talk about it more, but I won't like any more provocative pictures and just keep it moving. You know?
Right. So yeah, for me, it definitely gives red flag because, like you said, it's a
Mm-hmm.
platonic friend. So like everybody knows I'm on a weight loss journey. So Ian, I'm telling you, once I get this lower body together,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a show. So so let's just
And
be
I'm liking the
real.
pictures.
Look,
I'm liking the pictures.
exactly.
Like,
So I wish somebody would say, you gotta unfollow Reese. Oh no, boo boo. We gotta unfollow you. Like, what you mean? What you mean? Yeah, no, like the top is coming into place for like this poo as they call it, don't want to go nowhere. I'm like, listen, baby, when I tell you, I figure it out and she gone, it's over for everybody, okay? A whole mess.
yeah.
But yeah, it definitely does give red flags of insecurity. And you
Mhm.
know, what is it that you need to work on for yourself that somebody out in social media land is a threat to you, you know? Um, and
Yeah.
it may also come to the point where even though we are together, we don't need to be following each other on social media. I'm not out here doing anything that is not responsible to our relationship, and liking a post or a
Mhm.
picture is not anything in my mind that is a hindrance to us together
Yeah.
as a couple and growing. So yeah, it gives red flags and it definitely screams insecurity. And I wish somebody would be like, "Oh, you gotta unfollow this person or that person or this person." Yeah, you're right. I do have to unfollow somebody, and that somebody is you.
It's you.
Blocked on all social. Don't even worry about it. You know what? I'll just deactivate my social media. Blocked.
yeah.
Blocked on everything. Get out my
yeah.
face. Quit playing. Name change and block. Have somebody
Name
trying to
change
find
and
me.
block.
Right. Trying to have somebody find me on like some dummy accounts. Nope. Block. You the problem. You the problem. Now, if I have been in a relationship with somebody, have had relations with somebody, and I'm like liking
Mm-hmm.
pics and hey big head, under their posts and stuff, then that's just me being disrespectful. And of course that's a problem. But
Yeah.
if it's definitely
Yeah.
like an innocent, oh, this is a cute picture, I'm gonna like it, it's about to get hot. People wear less and less in the summertime. So
Mm-hmm.
because it's too hot body clothes. And hey, because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, when the lower body matched the upper body, that's progress. Baby.
Especially if it's somebody like you're saying, a platonic friend, and like say
Yeah.
they don't post like provocative pictures often, and it's
Hmm.
just like they were just feeling themselves. I'm be like, hey, I'm gonna give you a shout out. I can't
Right.
be like, yo, girl, you look good because I got a girlfriend. So like, if I like
Right.
this picture, that lets you know
Right.
I see you and I can keep it moving. I ain't gotta say
Right.
nothing else, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People have to figure out what those insecurities are. And there's a lot of people who really have some true healing to do. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who need to stop being out here breaking people. That's part of the problem. You out here being reckless with folks and breaking them down, and they don't know which way is up, so they bring all that toxicity to the next thing that's healthy. They don't understand healthy, and everything for them
Mm-hmm.
is, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. Like, we got to
Yeah,
get it
that
together.
part.
We got to get it together.
Yeah,
And if
absolutely.
you feel like you have to put restrictions on people, don't jump into a relationship just yet. Figure out what it is about you that you need to mend before you go in and try to mess up something for somebody else. Because again,
Exactly.
broken people oftentimes break people too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
And
got.
there's a good chance that the reason that the person feels the way they do about it is
Mm-hmm.
because in the past
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it happened and
Right.
it was more than just a like, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
there's a good chance
Yeah.
there was a time it was more than just a like. But if it's just a like, you have to be able to separate what your past was and what your present is.
I agree. All right, I'm gonna make this the last
Mm-hmm.
question because we can go on and on
All
and
right.
on. So this is gonna be the last
All right.
question.
Last
All
question.
right, last question.
Last question. All right.
So a man is on a date with a woman and she is on her phone the whole time. When the check comes, he asks for it to be split because of it. Is that fair? Explain.
Listen, if a woman is on her phone the entire time and we're on a date, there's a good chance I have already gone to the server and paid my part of the bill and telling her to have a good night. Like, I'm not staying till the check comes. Like, you might be lucky if I finish my damn food. I'm be like, excuse me, I need a doggy bag. Like, I'm leaving early as far as I'm concerned.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Because clearly
nah.
you're not here. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly you're on a date with somebody else. Whoever that is in your
Exactly.
phone, tell them to pick up your side of the check. How about that?
Okay.
Cash app you your portion.
A mess because and clearly you're not into whoever this guy is. Like you're clearly not into the
Exactly.
date, and you just being rude. So like, let's not. We can end all of
Yep.
this right now. I'm gonna
Right
go
now.
ahead on and go. Look, I'm gonna go. You
Mm-hmm.
enjoy your conversation or whatever it is you over there
Yeah.
doing, and I'm gonna go. So yeah, I
Yep.
definitely. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover me. You gonna cover you because we haven't even engaged in anything for me to have to want to cover you. Like we just happen to be two strangers sitting at the table together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I'm here
good.
trying to get to know you, and you getting to know whoever's in your phone. So
Right. Yeah. We
yeah,
good. It's
we
have a good
good.
night. Right. Have a good night.
Mm-hmm. No, no, have the night you deserve at this point.
Have,
Have the night you deserve.
listen, you're gonna be a walking Reese euphemism in a minute. You be saying all my stuff.
Have the evening you deserve, ma'am,
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
gone.
Yep. Whole
Yeah.
mess.
Mhm. Man,
But
I
yeah,
want to
that
get
was
these cards
tonight's conversation.
now.
Listen, and we only went through. This was supposed to be, I think, 25. I dropped a few, so I don't know how many are on the floor. I don't know if you saw me look down.
Oh.
I dropped some, but this is just the tip of the iceberg from like the actual. These are the rest of the cards. So like we only did like a small portion of the
Yeah,
deck. Yeah, so I don't know how many
nice.
are in this particular one, but I think we did like maybe
Hmm.
25 plus questions.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I dropped some. Oops. Yeah, but definitely, like these are definitely really good questions. And there
Mm,
are a lot of additions. This one is the relationship debate edition that we did tonight. Um,
yeah,
but there are a bunch of them. There are date night editions. There are game night editions. They have
nice.
after dark editions, and like just all these different ones. So I love them on Instagram at tonight's conversation. Shameless plug. I'm not getting paid for this. Send me a check. And
Send us a check.
right,
Us a
right.
check.
Send us a check. Ace the metaphor. Send us a check, Ace. But yeah, it's definitely a dope card game. Super dope
Mm,
page on Instagram. I think they have an app too because they have a podcast.
yeah, and they
That
have
you
a
can.
TikTok channel. We need a TikTok channel. I think we're gonna
We
start a TikTok
do.
channel.
Yeah, we do. We
Yeah,
need to do
let's start a
something.
TikTok channel.
My
Yeah.
TikTok ain't active at all. Like I'm on TikTok, but I haven't posted not one video. There's
Listen,
nothing.
I posted one video and that's it.
There's nothing on my TikTok.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna start a Discourse and Chill TikTok uh, soon. Soon, we'll just say
Okay.
that.
All right.
But yeah,
We'll get it figured out.
yeah. But yeah, if y'all want those cards, I think you can find them on Amazon. You can also order them through their website. So go out,
Tonightsconversation.com.
find the cards.
Yep.
I think those like the questions we asked today will be great for like a dinner party or something. Like you have some
Mm-hmm.
folks over and just like that would be
Yeah.
good conversation. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah, I think the
Mm-hmm.
date night conversations will be more in line for like trying to get to know somebody. Like, if you're out on a date, just something to do
Yeah.
to keep that person out of
Mm-hmm.
their phone the whole time.
Listen.
you know? But yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely shout out to the folks over at tonight's conversation for sure.
Nice. Yep. Well, all right. We gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all for watching and listening to us answer questions of tonight's conversation relationship edition. Reese, you want to send us to the outro?
You already know, folks, you are only responsible for today. All other days will take care of themselves. Make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Sometimes we are our worst critics and we are the hardest on ourselves than anybody else is. So give yourself some space for some grace. Show yourself a little mercy and just, love on you. Again, you are only responsible for today. All other days will take care of themselves as they come. Send you lots of love, and hugs if you need it. Hit my inbox. I'm always open to give you a good encouraging word. If you need to talk through some things, listen. I'm good at getting you down to the nitty gritty. I don't know how I got this, but listen, I help a lot of people because when I listen and I definitely care and am concerned. So be gentle with yourselves. You all have an amazing night. Know that I love you. We love you. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, y'all. Well, we out. See y'all next week.
Bye,
Peace.
children.